Prior to the COVID-19 humanitarian crisis, e-commerce penetration was about 3 to 4% of total food and bev sales. Post-COVID-19, it's now become a very meaningful part of food and bev for most manufacturers and is an increasingly important channel to invest resources in order to succeed. The first watershed moment was Amazon purchasing Whole Foods back in 2016. And that resulted in step change focus on e-commerce. And now this terrible humanitarian crisis has really provided a second step change growth in penetration for buying groceries online. And we expect a lot of this strong growth to continue in the years ahead. There's 4 primary channels in e-commerce for brands to consider. The first one is Amazon. You need to develop an Amazon strategy and figure out how it's going to be a successful partnership on both sides. The second one is concierge service, the leader there being Instacart, where a third party essentially takes the order and delivers the groceries direct to the consumer's doorstep. The third channel is click and collect curbside, where consumers go and take care of the last mile delivery costs on their own. And the fourth channel is direct to consumer. And the direct to consumer is a bolder choice by manufacturers to bypass the retail channel and sell to consumers directly in their homes. It requires a completely different set of capability, and often most direct to consumer companies I've worked with just have a different type of DNA, a different way of running than do traditional food and beverage manufacturers. The pace at which decisions are made within a direct-to-consumer business are much different than in a traditional food and bev brick and mortar retail focused business. You have to be much nimbler and faster and quick in making decisions on a daily basis. COVID-19 is a humanitarian crisis, and our hearts go out to all of those impacted by it. It has changed everyday life as we know it. One of those changes has been where we buy groceries. And as we've seen, the amount of consumers buying groceries online has tripled in 1 year's time. It's gone from 13 million households to over 40 million households in under a year. Our habits have changed, and food and bev manufacturers need to recognize this change, and the time is now. It's urgent. The speed at which the space is moving is very fast, and it's time to develop a strategy to capture this growth within the fast-growing e-commerce channel.